Rutgers travels to Minnesota for a noon kickoff, 11 a.m. local time in Minneapolis. 80 degrees at kickoff, 9-mile-per-hour winds. Minnesota's favored by 5.5. That's kind of a weird line to me. 5.5 points given to Minnesota. Minnesota's coming off a bye. Fleck is traditionally good off the bye. They are reeling to a double-digit loss to California, though. A California team that just lost 34-0 to San Diego State. As for Rutgers, the Scarlet Knights are coming off of a home 38-28 loss to the Iowa Hawkeyes, which was also painful. Before we resume this segment, some great and free ways to support this channel are liking the video, watching it all the way through, commenting your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear your analysis, sharing the video, subscribing to the channel, and also hitting the notification bell. That way you can get notified when we go live or release new content. And don't just hit the notification bell for the channel. That's very helpful. But what's also helpful and free and useful to you, if you are a diehard fan of a specific team and want to get notifications whenever I make content about a specific team, not just my content in general, well, we have playlists for every Power 4 college football team, so the notification bell in any of those playlists you are interested in. If you want to support the channel financially, there are ways to do so in the description, and you can sign up as a paid member. Both teams have a negative 0.0 and then 2 digits points per play margin. So their average play scores fewer points than their average opponent's plays. Both of these teams are having a lot of issues. That's what that says. Because Minnesota nor Rutgers have not played in Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Indiana, Michigan, or USC. Minnesota's toughest opponent is Cal. Rutgers is Iowa. And Rutgers got Iowa at home. Minnesota had to go several time zones over, several miles, thousands of miles over, to Cal to kick off at 10:30 p.m. And yeah. So both teams need this win, I think, to go bowling, or at least to give them better chances of going bowling. Rutgers has all the offense in the world. They score half a point per play. Minnesota's defense only allows about a third of a point per play. Rutgers allows over a half of a point per play defensively. Rutgers' defense is just straight up bad. It's a bad unit. FPI yet views Rutgers as a better team than Minnesota, though, with a 4.7 rating, 50th. Minnesota's 2.4 rating comes in at 59th. I think that running back, if healthy, and defensive line and safety are Minnesota's X factors. And for Rutgers, it's quarterback, wide receiver, and their legendary special teams unit. Those are the units I'm paying attention to in this matchup. And I think that the key storyline here is, can Rutgers open up Minnesota's defense? And for Minnesota, is Darius Taylor healthy? That matters a lot for Minnesota. Minnesota doesn't really have that good of a rushing offense without Darius Taylor. They don't. Rutgers doesn't have much of a rushing offense either, but they don't have Darius Taylor. Even with Darius Taylor, Minnesota has struggled to run the ball. Their offensive line, I think, is a critical weakness of this team. It's not something you want in Big Ten play. Will that show up, and will that matter, though, against a Rutgers defense that is 117th out of 136 teams in adjusted expected points added per play? They allow a 44.9% rushing success rate and 5.75 yards per carry. Yikes. So if Darius Taylor is confirmed and he's 90 or 100% in this game and playing, I say that Minnesota has a good chance of winning the rushing battle. And Rutgers also allows a 46.9% success rate through the air, and opponents to average 8.2 yards per pass attempt. And that's even factoring in the sacks they get on their opponents. So this Rutgers defense is really, really struggling. And I think, therefore, they need to score on Minnesota's defense to win. They can't win in a fist fight that's extremely low scoring and in the teens or maybe even low 20s, I think, here. If that's the style of game, not saying Minnesota's guaranteed to win because I trust Rutgers special teams more, but that game theoretically would favor the Golden Gophers. It would. Quarterback is interesting. I think that Kaliamanis is guaranteed to be better than Drake Lindsey. at least right now. Doesn't mean he'll have a better stat line or play better in the game, but as of right now, he is definitely the better overall quarterback. How much better is he, though? And specifically, how much better is he in this game? I'm looking at pass protection for both of these teams. Both teams have tackle issues. Rutgers more so due to injury, Minnesota, I think, due to roster construction. But both exist. Who's better protected? Which defensive line gets home the fastest, the most? Who is the running back edge? If Darius Taylor isn't healthy, there's a world where Rutgers matches Minnesota at running back, and I don't think that's very good for Minnesota. But if Darius Taylor is healthy, the junior who had a great freshman year when healthy, a even better sophomore season despite having a worse O-line, Minnesota definitely has the ground edge then, if he's healthy. Special teams, I think, goes to Rutgers, but how much superior is it here? And defensively, look, who's better in coverage? Who's better at tackling? Who wants it more on defense? Minnesota's defense is much better than Rutgers, for sure. But it had a disappointing showing to a certain degree through the air against Cal. They do a much better job of shutting down the run than they do shutting down the pass relative to other defenses in America. A great run defense, but that may also be because Cal's offense is outside the top 100 in ESPN's efficiency. The stats I'm giving you right now and gave you beforehand are from GameOnPaper.com. Wonderful website. Minnesota only allows opponents to average 2.7 yards per carry. They have a 16.4% havoc rate, which means 16.4% of their opponents' offensive plays are a Minnesota sack, TFL, interception, pass defended, pressure, you get the point, or a blown-up play. They only allow a 23.8% rushing success rate, but a 34.9% passing success rate. You look at Cal's offense is awful. They only have a 38.8% passing success rate. Rutgers, meanwhile, offensively is a 55.1% passing success rate. So this is Minnesota's toughest test yet for their defense, and I would say their team overall, even though it is at home. This is going to be a key game for both teams. I'm excited to see which staff handles the adversity more, which roster handles the adversity more. And right now, I'm going to go with Rutgers. I think that Rutgers wins, and I think they cover. This is a line that I disagree with, even though it's moved in Minnesota's direction. I honestly don't get it, and I might be blind here to something, but Kaliamanis looks like a potential NFL quarterback. He's finally made that jump, finally playing to his ceiling. Lindsey, I just don't think has yet, and I don't know what Taylor's status is, so I can't act like he's going to be completely healthy. And even if he is, I think that Rutgers' defense is, while horrible, they match up well enough with Minnesota's offensive line in a way that they never were going to against Iowa's offensive line to give Minnesota's offense issues. I mean, Iowa's offense, I can tell you for a fact right now, Iowa's offense is ahead of Minnesota's by a pretty decent margin. Because their offensive line is that much better, and it's not like Lindsey is definitively better than Gronowski. It's just not true. And on top of that, I would add that I think Iowa's defense is not definitively worse than Minnesota's. I think in theory, Minnesota's defense should do a better job against this Rutgers offense than Iowa's did because they have Coy Parrish and I think a better DB room. But Iowa's the better defensive front than Minnesota does. And Parrish right now has not looked as good as he did last year. Don't know if he has the stamina to be playing on offense and special teams and defense. And he's one player. You know, Rutgers has Ian Strong. They have KJ Duff. They have DT Sheffield. Kenny Fletcher looks better than he ever has at tight end. They have multiple options, and Kaliamanis has looked very accurate, very strong arm, nice touch on his passes. I think that Minnesota is going to compete. I think that Minnesota actually has the edge on the ground game, and Rutgers is the edge through the air. And usually I don't pick the team with the edge through the air. But I think that since staffs are equal, Rutgers is the much better special teams. And I think that quarterback is a decisive edge to Rutgers, and it's not like the trenches are a decisive edge to Minnesota. They're just going to win there, but not dominate. I am going to go with the better quarterback and the better special teams to eke it out. They're going to win and cover. I would say it's going to be somewhere between 1 and 3 points. I wouldn't even go as far to say that Rutgers will win by 7. It's going to be a very close, entertaining, quiet, but important for both programs, noon Big Ten football game. Very excited to see it. I could easily be wrong here. Wouldn't be sad to see either team lose or win. These are teams that I like both of their coaches. I like both of their programs. I like the idea of both of them being good. So my eyes will be peeled watching this game on my TV. Thank you so much for watching this segment on College Football with Sam. Before we close out here, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this video around, comment your thoughts and analysis down below so I can read them and reply to them if I have the time. Members get priority replies, but I try to reply to everyone. And also hit the notification bell for the channel and also for any team playlists you are interested in. If you want to support the channel financially, you can always super chat me in the comment section, but I prefer that you sign up as a paid member of the Patreon page or as a YouTube member, or that you can purchase some wonderful merchandise to represent us. I'll see you all soon and have a fantastic day.